Yo, what up guys? I'm Diane. Welcome to another episode of Sembang Panas. On the 30th of August, the Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong has announced that Muslim nurses may don the tudung effect of November. So today, we'll be interviewing some people to share their thoughts with regards to this movement.
Ini Sembang Panas. Ini Sembang Panas. Ini Sembang apa? Ini Sembang Panas. Ini Sembang.
I'm sure most of us have different views pertaining to these tudung issues in the healthcare sector. But have you ever wondered how society feels about it? What do you think of the move of the government to allow female Muslim nurses to don the tudung or hijab?
A great move, allowing religious freedom, and also because a lot of countries in Europe do not restrict civil servants or nurses wearing the hijab. So that's why I don't think it should be an issue here in Singapore.
I agree. I think it was a long time coming. If anything, I wish it happened sooner.
Second, I think everyone should have the right to practice their religion.
I think it's a good thing, don't you think, guys?
Yes.
I think it's a great move forwards as long as it isn't impeding on some sanitary restrictions or some visual restrictions. I think that's completely fine. I think expressing yourself in clothing is not a problem in the workplace as long as it's appropriate.
I think it's a very gracious move. It's been a long time coming actually. I actually have two cousins that are nurses, Muslim nurses that want to don the hijab actually. So I think it's a good step for the inclusiveness of the Muslim society actually. It's one of our beliefs that should be adhered to
Allowing this, I think to me it's a positive movement.
I think it's great because it's already been allowed, like even in primary school and secondary school and all, teachers were all allowed to wear hijabs. And I always wondered how come it's so specific nursing? Why is that not allowed?
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, he agrees also. So it's just about timeline. It's great that they finally made the move.
Meritocracy also depends on our diverse community. With this change, will it derive any positivity? What do you think are the positives from this change?
If people talk about Singapore being a multi-racial, multi-religious country, then these are the steps that we need to make slowly accepting every single culture, every single religion and I think slowly we can move towards that. And this is one of the steps that has been waiting for a long time
First and foremost, kind of lessen the sins of the Muslims First and foremost, I would say I think that's a very good step. That's the most important step actually, where people go to work and they don't feel like sinning, man.
I guess any movement that goes forwards with inclusivity, and again, if that inclusivity is in between brackets, it's wearing appropriate clothing, wearing clothing that is contextualized for the space, i.e. for sanitation or for visuals, then I think it's absolutely great that we're moving forwards towards a more inclusive state, such as in the United Kingdom, for instance, at least where I'm from, there are no restrictions in terms of clothing, at least in the hospital and nursing section.
The positive is you don't have to change your attire as a Muslim then
Cover up.
Yeah, you can just cover up
All the way.
rather than changing just to get into your uniform and taking out your hijab.
Religious freedom.
Like you don't have to feel that you cannot follow your religion and also do your job or contribute to society at the same time. It's also pretty stupid the reasons that they would give why they don't want it. They say it's not hygienic, right? It's I don't know what to say to that obviously.
We have enjoyed racial and religious harmony since independence. Give and take mutual respect from all communities was said by PM Lee. But who do you think deserve credit for the policy implementation?
Firstly, thanks to government. Secondly, it's also the people of Singapore.
The Workers' Party MP, Faisal, they've been pushing up for it for a while. And Chee Chun John also, he's been pushing for it since 2003 or so actually.
I suppose any of the community groups that pushed it forwards, moreover the government that was able to implement the rule in letters.
Faisal, man.
I feel like the people, because they put pressure to let the government know what they feel. So
Basically, the people who advocated for this cause, either the Malay Muslim community or even non-Muslims who feel that nurses should not be restricted in terms of their attire, and also the ministers who voted for this voted for this in place. Yeah,
I think also in the government, I think there also should be some credit given. Although there have been some that have been conservative and maybe reserved. But I think it's just having this discussion and people slowly becoming open to it.
I think online activists played a very, very big part in the movement. For example, for me, I don't think I would have be necessarily as informed or as concerned about the issue if not for them. So I think a lot of credit goes out to them for shedding light on the issue.
Most of us are trying to keep our racial peace and harmony in Singapore, but do you think there were difficulties prior to this implementation? What do you think are the challenges in implementing the policy and getting society to accept the change?
Being a very secular country, a very secular government, some I feel that if you give concessions to one particular religious group, then what is to stop from there being more concessions for everyone to say like, oh, I practice this particular religion, hence I can dress this way or have a certain conduct at work. So I think that's one thing that the government is probably a bit concerned about.
I think a lot of older generation Singaporeans, I mean, all their lives they've been used to nurses not having, right? Then suddenly they're gonna have it. They're gonna have to get used to that. But that's their problem, lah. It's their problem. They're like, what's so hard? Oh, so your nurse is wearing hijab means, oh, suddenly she can't be a nurse. She can't be a nurse anymore. Stupid.
I think the challenge would be to, there's so much Islamophobia going on around. There's so much media portrayal that we Muslims are mad or what. No, we are normal people, man. So I think that the challenge would be acceptance, man. Can the other races be comfortable with a Muslim handling your healthcare lah, your hospital? I think that's one of the steps lah, acceptance, man. Yeah.
I suppose any social move or any move to a difference in culture is always a bit of a shock and something to get forwards with and to kind of learn to live with. But hopefully it's something that can be accepted in the future, and hopefully the upsides are way more appreciated than potentially the now downsides.
When I see comments, like from IG posts saying that is wearing tudung will be like germs because of this pandemic, they have such concerns lah. So hopefully they accept these changes over time lah and adapt.
From time to time, adjustments need to be made to keep up the changing value from generation to generation. One adjustment is wearing of the tudung for the Muslim nurses so that they can still practice their faith. Moving forward, how can we make Singapore a more inclusive and harmonious place for everyone?
For some other public sector, perhaps they can start this movement if it's necessary lah.
I think this is just like a first step lah. Hopefully over time, once the old generation dies already, and you got the new guys coming out. When they pass away, like hopefully all Singaporeans are like open to this, and this is not a barrier anymore lah. We don't see this as like someone, a Muslim, we see as a Singaporean at the end of the day, all Singaporeans, right? I think this is a good step. It's a good step. Yeah.
I think this is a good opportunity where the other religion and races can actually understand better lah on our beliefs, what makes us sin, what doesn't make us sin. But come on, we're all born sinners, right?
Okay.
So we're just trying lah after all, Yeah. So I think it's a good step lah for them to understand Muslims better.
I think Singapore, at least from the couple of days I've been here, seems like one of the most inclusive spaces where you've got a mix of cultures, a mix of religions that really cohabitate together. And I think any regulation that goes towards making sure that inclusivity stays strong in the fabric of the people is only a great move forwards.
Maybe slowly open up to public sector, like police, ICA. Maybe, I don't know, we never know, maybe your school also accepting. Yeah.
We hope so.
Yeah.
We hope so.
I think this was a very, it's a very big step forward in terms of how Singapore approaches religious diversity in Singapore. So hopefully, with the conversation that was sparked, the community will also get used to having more debates around like sensitive issues. I think that's one big thing because Singapore tends to shy away from anything that might be, racially or religiously sensitive. And I think, it's a good step forward that we're having open conversations. So I think this is one great move in that direction. Yeah.
Alright guys, that's all we have for this segment. Don't forget to like and share, subscribe to our channel, leave the comments down below. See you in the next video. Al-Kisah out.